Next on BYUSN, Super Bowl win number 2 for Andy Reid. Where does he rank all time as far as Cougars in the pros go?
And do the BYU men's basketball close losses to the Zags give you hope for the West Coast Conference tournament?
More moral victories, please. Welcome to BYU Sports Nation, presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. It is Monday, February 13th. I am Spencer Linton. He is the man who always wears a black sweatshirt after a tough BYU loss, Jarom Jordan.
This one specifically, which I do clean after each and every one. Cups, by the way. Look at this little sippy sip.
We're moving up. We're moving up in the world, right?
I can tell you what's in here, but on today's show, the legacy of Andy Reid among Cougars in the NFL. Bryan Kehl discusses the Super Bowl and Brother Reid. Are we feeling like the men's basketball team's got a shot at making a run in the West Coast Conference tournament because they're playing the Zags tough, or do you just lose and we'll see? Plus, two dudes from the 4x400 record-setting track team, Josh Taylor and Trey Jackson, talk about running fast with us later. But first, today's headlines.
Beginning with, a super Sunday and a super win for Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. His second victory in the biggest of all football games, defeating the Eagles 38-35. Andy Reid now has 22 playoff wins all time. Holy cow. Matt Bushman and Zane Anderson, former Cougars, are also on the Chiefs practice squad. Do they get rings?
I am told they do. I don't know that for sure, but I'm excited for them either way.
Awesome.
Yeah. Men's basketball loses to number 16 Gonzaga, 88-81. Spencer Johnson and Foose had 17. BYU led this game in the final 4 minutes, but ended up giving up a 17-8 run. Tough for the Cougars to defend without fouling in this one. A lot of free throws, a lot of social media complaints about officiating, which is what happens when you lose. No one credits the refs when you win, which was the Super Bowl as well, but BYU loses in Spokane again.
More fouls and free throws, said no one ever.
Yay.
BYU women's basketball bounces back in a major way, defeating LMU 67-42 to snap their 3-game losing streak. Lauren Gustin finished with 21 points, 17 rebounds, which is about her average on the season. Gustin is the first player in both men's and women's basketball this season to hit 400 points scored and 400 rebounds collected in a season.
It's incredible. Well done. 10th ranked men's volleyball beats number 14 UC Santa Barbara in 4 sets, Friday and Saturday night. Saturday night, Mixed Romanus led the way with team high 19 kills. Cougars are 8-2, equaling the win total from last season. How about that? Two big games at longtime rival UCLA, who took down number 2 Long Beach State on the road last week. They'll probably be up to 2 or 3 coming up this weekend.
BYU men's and women's track and field competing in Texas and Boston. Jarom just mentioned it. Eli Hazlitt, Trey Jackson, Spencer Carlisle, and Josh Taylor set the 4x400 school record. Casey Klinger, Creed Thompson, and Ryan Siebert finished in the top 10 in their events. For the women, Sierra Tidwell-Alphin won the high jump. Marianne Barber won the 200-meter B section, and the 4x400 relay team on the women's side also took first.
Softball team 2-2 after the opening weekend of the season in Puerto Vallarta. Friday, the Cougars lost 10-2 to Maryland, then beat North Dakota State 10-1. Take that, Bison. Cougars head to Tempe, Arizona for 5 games starting Thursday.
BYU Gymnastics loses a home dual meet against the top team in the Mountain Rim Gymnastics Conference, Southern Utah, who put up a season-best 197.125. BYU responded with a 196.150. That in spite of 2 falls on the beam. Elise Rollins was excellent on the beam. She finished with a season-high 995 All-American score. She's trying to do it again.
Women's golf teed off an hour ago in the San Diego State Classic in Rancho Santa Fe, California. That runs today and tomorrow.
Women's tennis defeats Utah State at home 7-0. Men's tennis losing to the Aggies 5-2. All rise and shout. It is time for What's Trending. And a super trending at that. Andy Reid, we just mentioned it, wins his second Super Bowl as a head coach. He's coached in 4 now, 1 with the Eagles, 3 with the Kansas City Chiefs, has won both with Kansas City, and he continues to climb up not just all-time all-pro ranks for BYU circles, but, I mean, he's becoming one of the all-time coaches in NFL history. It's incredible. But for now, Jarom, our conversation today centers on where does Andy Reid rank right now in Cougars in the pros?
Yeah, we haven't had a coach conversation relative to how Andy fits into this. So, yeah, I think it's Steve Young 1. I think it's Andy Reid 2. I think he's been incredible 14th coach to win 2 Super Bowls. 9 of those, by the way, guys, are in Canton. A couple still coaching, of course. You mentioned the 4 Super Bowls. Winningest coach for 2 franchises in the NFL, Eagles and Chiefs. 14 years with the Eagles, 10 now with the Chiefs. Can't believe it's been 10. You could probably go 4 more. Just go a nice even 28 there. 14-14. Second most wins among active coaches, of course, Bill Belichick of the Patriots, number 1 there. Second most wins per season behind Belichick at 10 a year. Like 10 a year. You're making the playoffs almost every year. 5th in wins all time, 248. 2 shy of Tom Landry. And behind Belichick, who's in 3rd. Yeah, he is one of the greats in the NFL. So why wouldn't he be one of the greats out of BYU? That's produced some really good NFL players. And as a coach, I've said this, and I don't think it's a hot take. I just think we're uncomfortable saying it, but I feel it. Is that at some point Andy Reid passed Lavelle Edwards as the best coach from connected to BYU. It's no disrespect to Lavelle, of course. We love Lavelle. He built on what Lavelle taught him, what he learned here, the principles that they would espouse and discussed weekly throughout Andy's career. Lavelle kept that correspondence with one of his greatest, if not greatest, pupil of all time, Andy Reid. So it's fun to see Andy thrive at the next level, and he represents BYU in a great way. Someone asked him about drinking coffee. He doesn't drink coffee. How do you get going in the morning? I just get up and go. I have a lot of energy for a chubby guy, he says.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's awesome. Great, fun personality. Chad Lewis, told us during the bye week last year, he came and visited Provo, and he wanted to go to the BYU football game, but he didn't want to be in a box. He wanted to sit out with everybody. Like, who does that? Who does that? It's pretty cool.
Andy Reid.
He's great. And I looked around the Ellis Quorum yesterday, and I noticed his son Spencer wasn't there. And, of course, he was probably at the game. Which, by the way, one of Andy's grandkids, who's in my son's primary class, I said to Tate, hey, that's the kid in your primary class in the Super Bowl winning interview with Andy Reid. Like, just a fun moment, obviously, for everybody. I think he's number 2. I think it's hard to beat Steve. I don't know if anyone will ever beat Steve. Like, winning a Super Bowl, throwing 6 touchdowns, being a part of 3 Super Bowl champs, 2-time MVP,
yeah, the MVP
5-time All-Pro Bowl, All-Pro, first or second team. Like, that is an unbelievable resume that perhaps someone will pass one day. And if they do, they pass up Andy and Steve.
2-time NFL MVP is tough to overcome. I agree with you. Andy Reid is number 2 on the list. And I know he's now won multiple Super Bowls. So, yeah, in that conversation, head-to-head with Steve Young, yes, he has coached and led a team to more Super Bowl victories than Steve Young did as a quarterback. But when you're the best player in the game twice, and already in the Hall of Fame, and you have a Super Bowl touchdown pass record that might never be broken, that's tough to beat. So my bigger question this morning is, what would it take for Andy Reid to overcome Steve Young in that conversation?
Like if he won 2 more?
Maybe.
Or something?
Now he's coached 4 Super Bowl victories?
Yeah.
It probably would take something like that to, get up there with a player who is the best player in the league twice.
Yes.
So it's tough as a head coach trying to overcome a player as the best former Cougar in the NFL in any of those capacities. It's going to take probably 2 more Super Bowl victories and Andy Reid to reach Bill Belichick type levels of overall wins, overall playoff wins. And I mean, yeah, so it's no discredit to Andy and what he's accomplished. It's just really hard when you're taking on Steve Young as the former player. And I just thought, okay, let's just throw out the names. Like, if I say Steve Young and Andy Reid, who are most NFL fans going to tell me is the bigger deal right now? Probably still Steve Young because of...
Well, today, Andy Reid. Coming off Super Bowl. But, yes, generally speaking, sure.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
And Steve's still in the consciousness of everybody because he's on TV
ESPN, still doing the Monday Night Countdown thing.
And personality matters. These are 2 likable guys, right? We love a coach, but we really love a player. Does that make sense? Like, we love Dave Rose. We love Stan Watts, who's a basketball Hall of Famer. But we really love Krasimir Ćosić, and we really love Jimmer. You know what I mean? Like, you love a coach, for sure. But your fans really love a player.
Athletic accomplishment.
Like the people in the field, on the court, on the field, on the court. Those are the ones that really sort of capture the hearts and minds. Coaches also do, but it's a different kind of love. I think people like players more than coaches. And it's nice when they combine for a great photo.
Oh, of course.
Which
Classic
Steve
photo
Young
put
tweeted
together last
after.
night.
Good to see Tammy, the real MVP. and Andy and Steve. Pretty cool to see. Steve, whose social media game has elevated, by the way.
Indeed. A whole lot of greatness in that picture.
That's awesome.
My goodness. And Steve rocking the BYU blue. Thanks for that, Steve.
Of course he is. Surprised he wasn't rocking the Niners red. That would work, too. Topic 2. Do the close losses to Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and others give you hope that this BYU basketball team could do something we haven't seen in a minute, which is make a good run in the West Coast Conference tournament?
Yes. Yeah, on a neutral site, who knows what's going to happen. And frankly, BYU has one of their best wins all season on a neutral site in Las Vegas against Creighton, right? So
If only the best player for whoever BYU.
Yeah, I know. I know. I like the idea of BYU rallying and going to the West Coast Conference tournament and doing some damage there. But let's qualify the damage. You say, does it give you hope for the West Coast Conference tournament? Yes. It gives me hope that BYU, as probably the 5 or the 6 seed, are going to win an opening round game. And then just maybe, if they're the 5 seed, they upset the 4 seed LMU or Santa Clara, and they get to Monday's semifinals. That's the type of hope that I am carrying right now for BYU, is that the Cougars could win a Friday
Getting to the semifinal.
Could win a Friday game, and then based on matchup, especially if it's LMU,
I got to drink to this.
BYU matches up well against LMU. Let's say the Lions slide into the 4 spot and BYU's the 5. Yeah. And there is something to being able to play on Friday, and then a team's waited around all week, and then they play Saturday, and you got the momentum, you've shaken off the rust.
This is what the low seeds say.
Yes. But it happens. We typically see one low seed every year in the West Coast Conference tournament kind of make a run. And
a run is one
they
win.
They get to Monday's semifinal, right?
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. It's what we hope.
Santa Clara and San Diego recently come to mind having done that. I feel like BYU, and even Portland a few years back, BYU could do that if they have to play on Friday. I hope they don't have to play on Friday, but again, it's going to take something miraculous. They have to win. They'll have to win their last 3 games to be the number 4 seed, which includes winning at St. Mary's and then beating San Francisco and Santa Clara at home. Tall task.
Tall task.
I'll take 2 of 3. Go 8-8.
I would take 2 of 3.
Be the 5 seed
right now.
Be the 5 seed. Win on Friday against
see what happens Saturday.
Whoever, and then maybe try and take some of that momentum into Saturday. That's the type of hope that I am carrying after watching BYU compete well again, but lose to the top-tier teams. Weirdly, I like BYU against Gonzaga this year more than I do against St. Mary's. Is that strange?
BYU's always matched up better with Gonzaga because they play a similar style. They get up and down. They play good enough defense, although this year BYU's defense has been awesome until last week when BYU gave up 92 and 88. Not great. The hope that I was thinking about wasn't semifinal based. It was can BYU get to the championship game it's can BYU do that? They've shown that they can play well against some good teams, really well against some good to great teams. Haven't finished, unfortunately, in the final 4 minutes against some of those teams. They've also lost to the worst team in the league.
Yep.
They've also lost to South Dakota. Those have been disappointing. BYU is capable of a wide range. I think the range of possibility for this team is wider than any team the last 3 years. The last 3 years, we didn't feel like BYU would lose or go to a quarterfinal, that they would get to at least the semifinal. That was the minimum. I think this year that's maybe the top of the mountain is if BYU got to a semifinal. And I'll advance my sort of losers talk about margin conversation. The lower seeds talk about just getting to the semifinals. And that's where we're at with this team this year. Hopefully they can figure something out. Ken Palm says he has a luck metric. BYU's 347 out of 363.
I'm glad you brought that up.
No luck.
They have had terrible luck this year.
Now, there's also terrible execution at times. Down the stretch, Gonzaga hit 3 threes in a row and then had 3 free throws with Julian Strother, who picked up his 4th pretty with a lot of minutes left in that game. Fortunately, BYU didn't take advantage there. But, yeah, you look at losers talk about margins, but this BYU team, let's accentuate what they're doing well, which is they compete. They play hard. 1-4 in quad ones, losses by 1-7, 1-7. Okay, it's 1 or 7. And then 2-4 in quad twos, lost by 6, 7, 5, 8. We're talking about a couple of possessions here.
Team doesn't typically get blown out.
They don't get blown out. The Taysom Hill effect is there. I like talking about that when he played here. BYU never lost by more than 2 scores. Taysom Hill's quarterback. BYU's always in that game. You're a touchdown away and an onside away, right? 4 quad 3 or quad 4 losses. Now that is where this team is different, where it's they're losing some of those games. And that's what undid BYU's NIT or even bubble-ish possibility is. If they don't have any quad 3 or quad 4 losses, or maybe just one,
they're in for sure.
They are NIT for sure. Now it's a possibility, which, by the way, there is an NIT bracketology. I was told this. I don't look this up.
7 seed?
BYU playing Utah in the first round.
Ooh.
That could be interesting.
Okay.
You already won that game, though. We've seen that game. Like, do we want that in the Marion Center again? Like, they'd have the last laugh, maybe? Like,
or would it be at the Huntsman Center? Who's the higher seed in that game?
Gross.
Who's the better seed in
at the
that
Huntsman
game?
Center?
Who's the better seed in that game?
With the top covered because they can't put people up there? Come on now. This ain't the Red Rocks.
I'm glad you brought up the luck metric because somebody literally asked me at church yesterday, doesn't it feel just like BYU has had zero luck this season? And I was like, yes. In fact, there's a metric for that. And Ken Pomeroy says BYU is one of the worst.
Yeah.
Our question of the day is this. With Andy Reid's second Super Bowl championship, now that we're talking about actual victories, is Mr. Reid the greatest Cougar in the pros? At Vol Whisperer answers on Twitter. Actually, I'm going to go to Michael Croxall on Instagram, who says, not only does Andy have 2 rings, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs and every player made it clear that they know they have the best coach in the National Football League.
What are they going to say? We have the 14th best coach ever.
It's not just BYU fans claiming, but the entire nation. He's one of the best.
They have the second best odds to win the Super Bowl preseason. They're like,
nobody! Travis Kelce!
Thought we can do it!
Now, one of you said we were going to win!
It's because Fox picked the Eagles, whatever.
Come on.
Check out BYU basketball with Mark Pope tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time on the BYU TV app. It's Greg Wrubell, the coach and a player. Look back at the tough week at Pepperdine Gonzaga. Big game, just won this week, Thursday, at home against Santa Clara. Former NFL and BYU linebacker great Bryan Kehl joins us next to discuss Andy Reid's legacy and BYU football in the Big 12. This is BYU Sports Nation.
If you're looking to build your brand awareness and increase market share as BYU moves into the Big 12, this is the place, BYU Athletics. We can provide the tools you need to make sure your company is seen and heard. BYU Athletics is where you can align your products and services with loyal fans that cheer for our Cougars. And they can also help your business win. Learn more about what a partnership with BYU Athletics and your company will look like. After all, this is the place. Email sponsorship at byu.edu today.
BYU men's hoops dreams are flying high, but before hitting the hardwoods of the Big 12, they're shooting to leave their royal blue imprint on the courts of the WCC. Join us for BYU Sports Nation Game Day as we chatted up with Coach Pope on the team's growth, dive deep into player profiles, and keep it real on the Cougs' big dance chances. It's time to raise the spirited Y banner on our final tour of the WCC. BYU Sports Nation Game Day. Tune in, join us.
Even in 480 pixels, it still looks amazing.
Yes, 480p, well done. Those were all highlights of him with the ball, which is how we associate him after the alumni game, because he caught the Hail Mary.
Bryan Kehl.
You almost forget he played defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Kehl joining us now as we recap a wild Super Bowl, another victory for Andy Reid. Bryan, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Doing well. It's funny you make fun of those pixels. Literally 1 year ago, the Super Bowl happened, and the next Sunday we didn't have anything to watch, and so I was I put in the 07 BYU versus Utah tape. And I thought my son would, I thought he would be all about it. And he lost interest in like 5 minutes because he couldn't even see the numbers on the jersey. So it was, needless to say, we've come a long way from the Mountain days.
Yes.
And it feels weird because like we were in school at the same time as you here, and it's like we didn't think otherwise. But nowadays you're like, yeah, we didn't know any better. 4x3, terrible pixels. It's so nice now. Would you have been a higher draft pick if you played now on ESPN in HD?
That is a great point, and you know what? I got robbed. I would have been at least second or third round. So much higher.
Dennis probably too.
Better.
Max would have been drafted. Austin would have gone higher. Yeah, everybody. Harvey would have been drafted. Yeah.
Hey, here's the technology and advancing, not just in TV pixelation, but the Cougars into the Big 12. We'll get to that in just a moment, but I do want to talk about the Super Bowl first, Bryan, and because you are a defensive guy, and you've had some bad calls made against you, and your team have been in similar situations. Was it defensive holding on the Eagles on that play?
You know, I mean, by the letter of the law, he grabbed him. Here's the thing. That happened. Basically, you can't play defense unless you get a little handsy. And you just literally, you can't do it. You can't cover anybody unless you get a little hands on there. And so the refs, they have to use discretion. And you know, everybody doesn't have a problem with the call being made, but it was the time of the game. You're talking crunch time in the biggest game of the season, and you make that call. And it wasn't, the ball was uncatchable. He wasn't going to get to it, and he didn't really restrict him that much. I have a problem with the call. They should not have thrown the flag.
Well, it was almost as bad as the turf in that game, which everyone was sliding around on skates. It was crazy. But the Chiefs win. Andy Reid, our guy, gets another one. We were just talking about how we have Steve Young as the greatest Coug in the NFL ever, and then we think Andy Reid's number 2. What's your opinion of that?
I think with this, Andy Reid leapfrogs him.
Wow.
And just with his longevity, with his longevity and winning 2, and honestly, they would have won it if they had a coin toss against the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. I mean, they would have rolled the Rams that year. So I mean, they're a coin toss away from another one. And then you just look at his track record and what he's done on 2 different teams. And I mean, the guy, and just how much everybody loves him. I mean, everybody likes that guy. He's just a good dude. And so I was so happy for him last night. And I was talking to my old man this morning about it, and it's just, you like to see the good guys do well. There's so many clowns in professional sports that are really good and they win a lot, and it kind of like it is what it is. They're good, and you know, you tip your hat to them because they're good and whatever. But Andy is he's just one of the good guys. It's nice to see the good guys finish first.
Bryan Kehl is with us on BYU Sports Nation, a good guy in his own right. Bryan, what's the Super Bowl party like at your house or wherever you were?
So I always go to my parents' house, and there's lots of people. So there's 9 kids in my family, and I don't know how many grandkids there are now. There's lots. We're in the 30s. And so there was a huge group over there. At one point in time, I was in the other room watching it all by myself, and one of my sisters-in-law came in, and she's like, "Why are you in here alone?" And I was like, "There's too loud in there."
Yes.
Yep.
So there's lots
old.
of people. It's loud. I'm getting old. I want to listen to the game. I hate when it's like third down and someone's trying to talk to me, and like, no, wait for a timeout. Like, wait for a commercial.
Timing matters.
I'm trying to watch this. And so anyway, I was watching in there, and then later I had gone back in the main room where everybody was, and that same sister-in-law, she's like, "Oh, you're back." And I was like, "Well, the food's in here, so I'm not going to go hungry." So, you know, you kind of have to, you know, go both sides. You need to watch the game, but you also got to eat.
The party I was at, it was perfect at my friend Justin's house. We had the serious watchers downstairs where the volume was loud. We could talk, but the focus was on the game. And even during commercials, it was like, okay, this might be a commercial that we're watching actively, which is 80% for me. But yeah, yes. It was a good time. Let's talk about the Big 12 schedule. It seems really nice. Like, I'm not sure how much better it could be for BYU in year one. You have Texas and Oklahoma on there, kind of ease into it with Kansas and Cincinnati. Certainly tough games, but not like right out of the gate playing the top 3 teams or whatnot. What do you think of the Big 12 schedule for BYU in its first year in the league?
Yeah, I love it, man. And it's just, it's one of those things. It's like you got to pinch yourself. We've been hoping and dreaming for this for so long. And it's only here. It's so cool. And you look at that schedule, and it's just so different than what we've seen every year of our existence. We start off with our non-conference, and then after that, it's like one game after the next, and it's just cool. It's been such a long time coming, and as a former player, I'm just jealous. I would kill for that schedule. So I'm jealous of these guys. I look forward to it, and I just can't wait.
Brian, what's a realistic expectation for wins and losses for this BYU squad, who does bring in Keaton Slovis at quarterback and Aiden Robbins at running back, the transfer from UNLV, and an experienced offensive line of sorts, not to mention some pass catching options, and then they've made huge changes to the defensive staff. So all that said, with so much movement in place and so many changes, and now the Big 12 schedule, what's a realistic expectation for wins and losses?
Well, I knew you were going to ask that question. So before we got on, I went through and I counted kind of the games that I the ones that I expect us to win, like first 2, obviously. And then after that, just kind of the games that we should win. And I came to 7 is kind of where I got at, was like, I think 7 of those games I expect us to win. And so, we should win 7. If we can get into 8 or 9, now that to me is like, wow, we've overachieved. And obviously anything better than that is a fantastic season. If we're less than 7, in my opinion, I think we've underachieved and we've underperformed. So that's where I see it.
Yeah, we could easily walk into the Big 12 and not make a bowl game. Like, it's going to be tough. We could easily walk in and feel like, hey, we got 7, and maybe that looks like 4 and 5, 5 and 4 in the league. I would take either of those numbers probably going into the Big 12. We'll see. But the big question that we've saved for last for you is, will you be playing in the alumni game on March 31st to somehow equal or top your performance from last year's historic event?
I hope to. To answer I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't Jack DeMooney's first phone call. So I don't know if Jack is listening right now. And if he is, what's the deal, man? Come on. I actually talked to Austin Collie the other day about something completely unrelated. And then after we got done talking about that, he's like, hey, are you playing in the alumni game? And I said, I haven't been called yet. And he's like, Jack just called me yesterday. And I was like, well, I don't know if he lost my number or what, but you think the star of the game would be the first call, but I guess not. I don't know.
Many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah, I don't know if I made the cut this year, but to answer your question, I would love to play. And I've been looking forward to it. I had a ball last year. It was so fun.
That was awesome.
I'm just going to go ahead and invite you.
Yeah, you're invited.
I'm not the one to invite, but like, you're invited, Brian.
Yeah.
Just show up. Yeah.
You're good.
I like that. I'll just show up.
Hey, great stuff, man. We appreciate the insights into the Super Bowl and the Big 12, and we look forward to seeing you at the alumni game for part 2. We don't know what to expect. It's going to be tough to beat part 1.
How could it?
Encore. The crowd needs it. They deserve it. Here we come. Encore.
You got it. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Bryan Kehl on BYU Sports Nation, alumni game superstar, actual superstar in the NFL at BYU.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And man understands how a Super Bowl party should work.
He gets it. He gets it.
You need to have moments of quiet.
At one point, I kicked out my son, daughter, and a couple of other kids and said, this is for people who are watching the game over here, okay? You need to go over there. Please leave. But join us, don't leave. Thursday night, 8 Eastern time, men's hoops against Santa Clara, penultimate home game of the season. We got pregame coverage, postgame coverage on BYU TV and the app.
Here's a question for you all to ponder during this short break. Should BYU football offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick get some credit for the Chiefs' Super Bowl win? This is BYU Sports Nation.
Sorry, what?
BYU Sports Nation is presented by The BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
This is where we dominate. Our playground. place of business. This is our promised land, where we seek to find ourselves, and we're here to make sure the spaces our best prove themselves on appear how they should. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
Whether you want to rock your retirement on the court, on the snow, on the waves, or in the gym. At Mountain America, we're here to help you get things rolling. Learn more at macu.com/retirement. Mountain America, guiding you forward.
Quick crack. Wash all you want. Don't drive dirty.
Hey, family. If you're looking for something new to watch, stop scrolling and start streaming. BYU TV has a ton of great options to binge together. From bold adventure to family drama and even a little fun, there's something for everyone. Binge entire series, experience all the feels, immerse in non-stop intrigue, and treat yourself to unexpected turns. Think you know BYU TV? We're just getting started.
Follow BYU Sports Nation on social media if you'd like. Free country. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
He is Jarom Jordan. I am Spencer Linton. Happy Monday, y'all. Let's whip it! Cougar Whip Round presented by Maersk, your e-commerce logistics shipping partner.
Let us liken this unto ourselves, Nephi. The Chiefs ran the same play twice for touchdowns yesterday. It so happens to be similar route, the one the Cougars ran for a touchdown with Cody Epps against Notre Dame. Does A-Rod get partial credit for the Chiefs win?
No. In fact, A-Rod probably got this idea from Andy Reid.
From somebody else, yeah.
It's the arrow route, and it's beautifully executed and run by Cody Epps. And
beautiful.
A nice throw from Jaron Hall. Yeah, I'm guessing that A-Rod probably got this idea from somebody else, and it might have even been Andy Reid.
It could have been. Yeah, this isn't, the answer is no.
I mean, Steve Sarkisian did run the same play in the 2020 National Championship game.
This route has been run before.
For Alabama, right?
So we're all on the same page.
It's all good. We love A-Rod, but
Phil Odell probably ran this in 1966 against Western Michigan.
The arrow?
Probably. Dynamic. Split end.
Let's stay with the big game. Jarom, who will be the next BYU Cougar to win a Super Bowl championship? Is it Andy Reid as the head coach of the Chiefs again, or somebody else in the field?
You certainly feel like Andy Reid and the Chiefs have a great shot.
Number one odds already for next year.
Niners are a quarterback away from being real interesting there, so we'll see what happens with that situation. Obviously, Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, and what do you do with Brock Purdy? Yeah, we'll see. It might be Jaron Hall as the backup on the Seahawks next year. We'll see.
Yeah, and how many years are we given this? Like, are we assuming that a former BYU Cougar is going to win next year? It could be 3 years from now, and it could be Andy Reid again with the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking Andy Reid in this conversation, especially with the Chiefs being the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl again next year.
Yeah, certainly the odds would ever be in his favor, as they said.
I'll take Andy Reid for a third Super Bowl championship.
Look out for that cornucopia. Favorite Super Bowl commercial, Sarah McLachlan or Joel McHale commercial, or other?
Yeah, I'm going other, and it's the Breaking Bad commercial.
Oh, it was perfect.
Popcorners.
It was perfect.
Amazing.
Could not have been better.
Tight. Comes in 6 flavors, yo. Make 7!
If you watch Breaking Bad, you love that commercial, right?
Too cold.
If you didn't, you don't know, whatever. Will Ferrell in electric vehicles in popular TV shows was pretty funny as well. Although these aren't commercials per se, but the promo for U2 and the Sphere in Vegas, I will be there. I am so excited. And then the movie trailers, The Flash, Fast X, Transformers, Rise of the Beast, Guardians of the Galaxy,
Indiana Jones,
3 and so on, Indiana Jones 5. Please be better than 4. Yes, those were super exciting. The Disney 100 commercial, very moving.
Okay.
I was like, wow, why am I feeling so emotional?
Why am I crying?
Well, why am I bawling?
Crying?
Yeah.
The Dunkin' Donuts commercial was low-key pretty funny, too, with Ben Affleck.
That was funny. Although, can these companies understand that there are more places of creativity other than hiring a celebrity to just talk? Like, the origination of creativity was a little low for me. Like, it's just like, let's just hire that person to do something funny.
I just like seeing him in a Dunkin' Donuts hat.
Yeah.
At the drive-thru.
With his Boston accent.
Yeah, it's fantastic. All right.
Jake Reepma. Oh, sorry. No, your turn. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's all good. The question is, how would you rate Jarom's set on Saturday?
I am Jarom. Hello.
Your set.
Yeah, so
in the volleyball game.
Fourth set, a ball comes off the block, comes towards me, and then I set it in the air. The team affirmed it. They looked at me and cheered. The Rock cheered. I felt pretty good. And this, what I should have done is
there was no lift
to Kenzie. Maybe a double contact, although it was the first touch, so no double contact there. But yeah, I set it high in the air, and people. I had like a bunch of people be like, on Saturday and Sunday later, we're like, were you the one that said that ball? And I was like, yes. And they're like, oh, nice job. I was like, thank you. I feel appreciated. I should have said it to Kenzie, and then she would have hit it. Steve Vale always takes those touches from me. He was on a cruise. Steve, I was glad you were on a cruise. I finally got to touch the ball, okay?
Wow.
It's about time.
Wow.
But now he knows I'm capable, right? No, it's funny. Tom Homo texted me immediately and goes, that's a double.
That's a double contact?
I reviewed it.
You call it double contact?
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I thought it looked pretty clean, but again, upon replay, maybe there is a double contact.
Floated to the, well, it was first contact, so it doesn't matter. No. But, you know.
All good, man. I thought it was solid.
Thank you. That's the way I roll. I just want to be solid.
You don't need my affirmation. You got it from the crowd.
I know. I was like, is this what it feels like when you do something good in here?
I don't care what anybody else thinks. I care what the crowd thinks.
This is intoxicating.
Yeah.
Jake Reepma posted a video of Jamal Williams dancing with his 81-year-old grandma. Are we going to see Jamal with Dancing with the Stars? Should we at some point?
I would love. If you want me to watch Dancing with the Stars, put Jamal Williams in, and I will not miss an episode.
Amen. I'll be there.
I will not miss an episode.
Absolutely. He is just huge, amazing personality, as we've talked about.
That would be a huge ratings boon for ABC to get Jamal Williams to agree to Dancing with the Stars.
And you'd bring in some people like us that wouldn't normally watch because we like Jamal. Yeah.
I would love to see that happen. Also, like, he is who he is, but he's so genuine. Like, this is just who he is.
Yes, that wasn't something contrived or for cameras. That's just him having fun.
Who he is.
He wakes up and he's like that.
He's the best.
Yes.
Love that dude.
He tweeted out this morning his like top 3 anime characters, whatever. I was like, I don't remember asking, but I'm interested. It's because you're Jamal.
Yes, because he is who he is. I love it. Awesome. All right, up next on the show, Josh Taylor and Trey Jackson.
Hey.
They had a record-setting weekend.
You guys are speedsters.
We're going to discuss exactly how they did it. Up next on BYU Sports Station. Dynamic duo on the way.
This portion of BYU Sports Nation is presented by Maersk, your e-commerce logistics shipping partner.
Utah is a special place. Our communities, the people, the history, there's no place quite like Utah. At Siegfried and Jensen, we're honored to say that we are from Utah. We live here, work here, and when someone is injured, we're proud to say we've helped a neighbor when they've needed it most. We know Utah. At Siegfried and Jensen, we're here for you.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
Tim Daly Ford in Spanish Fork offers a large inventory of Ford vehicles, including a selection of cars and trucks, providing a range of transportation choices. From the Ford Fusion sedan and the Edge crossover SUV to a range of pickups including the F-150. Each product line comes with options to enhance performance, comfort, and safety. Think Ford, think Tim Daly Ford in Spanish Fork.
Today was a great day.
You're going to feel the energy of all these volunteers.
I'm excited to get out into the world and see who else is making good.
And you're going to meet some of the most amazing people.
And we will all just lift each other up.
What we do is we create memories for families. and you realize just how good people are.
It does take a village.
It's definitely been a journey.
Welcome back on a winning Monday, especially for the two guys that are about to join us. Alongside Jarom Jordan, I'm Spencer Linton.
Now, once upon a time, you ran, and you tried to run fast.
I did.
No matter how fast you would have run, you would not have been as fast as these guys. You know what I mean?
My 5.16 40 as a middle-aged vanilla man, in the words of Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams did call us that.
Will go down in history. Yeah, these two guys can run a little faster than a 5.16 unofficial.
Thank goodness. We ain't handing out scholars to
Hey,
guys
do it
like
when
us.
you're almost 40 and let me know what you time.
I think they will. Josh Taylor, Trey Jackson in the house. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing great.
Hey,
Great, thanks for having us.
it's great to have you on the show after a record-setting weekend, 4x400. And you two both accomplished some nice things individually in the 400 as well. But let's start with that record-breaking 4x400 race. And let's go with you, Josh. When did you know in that race, like, I think we might be doing something special here?
Yeah, well, first off, like, we just got a great group of guys that have been working hard. And it goes back to, you know, previous teammates too, just inspiring us. I remember last year at this meet, we had a great leader, Colton Yardley. He just told us, like, hey, like, our coach, he was like, I think you guys can go like 307, 308, and then Colton pulled us aside. He's like, no, I believe in you guys more. Like, let's go 305, 306. And I remember him just inspired me last year and this year, and I was like, we got the same group of guys. We got, you know, we can go fast, and we just all believe in each other.
Mm-hmm. You beat the record by 2 seconds.
That's significant.
That's like two full seconds is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do that, Trey. Like, when did you realize, oh my gosh, we just broke the record?
It was hilarious because I was second leg, right? So kind of in the middle of the pack. The race is still going, right? Like, you don't know the outcome yet. But then I knew once I knew the team, we have such great teammates, and yeah, I knew that we could run that time. And then this guy gets the baton at the very end, and then seals the deal. I knew once it got in his hands and we were within first place, I knew it was going to be a record broken.
That's got to be a good feeling. And Josh, you said you tied the 400 record over the weekend.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Yep.
That's amazing. What did that mean to you, man?
You know, it's definitely something special. You know, I didn't think I was going to be at this spot this quick, but it's, you know, a lot of people behind the scenes just helping me get here.
You're officially the fastest person to ever come from Richfield, Utah. I mean, I'm going to go on a limb.
That includes our producer, Ben Begley. So,
no, he's from Smithfield.
Oh, Smithfield.
Richfield.
I thought it was Richfield up in Logan, but that's my bad.
No, that's incredible. So you set the mark, and then Trey, I mean, you take third in the same event all the time.
Yeah.
What does that mark mean to you on the same weekend that Josh does what he does?
It's really funny. I was the first heat. Josh was the second heat, and so I go out and run the time. I ran 46:36.
You're feeling good.
You're like, beat that.
I'm like, that was great. You know, I'm like getting off the track. Like, good luck, Josh. Yeah, I know. I know he doesn't need the luck, right? He's gonna be fine. But you know, I'm still feeling kind of gross. I see him come around and times 46:24, right?
25. Yeah.
25, and I was like, you know, I'm glad that I was able to play a big part in this 400.
Like Aaron Roderick did for Andy Reid, like we talked about. You know, the 400's hard. The 400's hard. Why choose the 400, Josh?
Honestly, like, yeah, it's tough, but the accomplishment after is pretty sweet too. Like, you feel like you did something. And it's short enough that you don't have to, like, you know, be out there mindlessly running, but it's, you know, it's fast enough that you get to incorporate speed and then just get out there and then, you know, battle it mentally too.
Trey, how long does it take you to recover from a 400 and one that gives you the third best time all time at BYU?
Since you don't mindlessly run.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we just learned.
No, it's a legit question. I think the longer it takes for me to recover, I think the better I feel about the race, because it meant that I ran harder, right? Because if you don't feel that bad, you're like, oh man, I wish I could have changed that. But I'd say like lactic and oh man, I could throw up is like 30 minutes, and then you know you have a lingering cough the next few days, and
oh my goodness,
it's that level.
It's great. I mean,
you take the transmission in the lungs that hard.
Yeah, exactly. Man. So
same for you, Josh. The same type of deal.
Yeah, honestly, like I would say first 10 minutes you're just kind of like, if it's a good race, you're feeling good, kind of got adrenaline going. Yeah. But then after that, the hamstrings just lock up. You're waddling around.
This sounds amazing.
Yeah, I would like to go do this, said no one. This is why you're on scholarship in this particular thing. Josh, you have a twin that's in the Marines. Did I read that right?
I do, that's right.
Can you do more push-ups than him?
You know what? I can't take the glory here. I'm sure he has me.
He probably has you. You've got him in speed. He's got
faster than him,
the strength. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we do need to give a shout out to Eli Hazlitt and Spencer Carlisle.
Yes.
Who are also
Part of the 4x400.
The 4x400 team. Apparently, because you two are the fastest, you got the invite, and they were just a little too slow. So.
That's not what we heard.
I kid. I know you love those guys.
They're outside ready to pound it.
How long have you been working with this quartet specifically on this race? Trey, Josh, either one of you can answer that question. How long has it been?
Yeah, well, what's cool is we're all sophomores, and we've all just been, working hard since we got here. I think, we all just believe in each other. Those are great guys. At practice, we're working hard.
Yeah. When did the team get put together?
So it's crazy because we have so many guys who can run great times. And our coach, Coach Kehl, he is notorious for being secretive about the 4x4 and its order until minutes before, right? So he brings in all 8 guys, all 9 guys who could run it. And goes, okay, we have great guys, great team. This is going to be, we're going to run this team. It's this person, this person, this person in this order. So you kind of just have to wait around and see. But as Josh said, I mean, as individual of a sport as track is, we are nothing without the team. And that's what's been able to make this a success and will propel us to successes in the future.
So it's very fluid. Like it could all change again to the next meet.
Oh, for sure, yeah. We got a lot of good guys.
You're like, oh, I know you set the record, but didn't get the vibes in the pregame meal or whatever. Yeah. No, Kyle knows what he's doing. He's a great coach. You did it in Lubbock. Give us a sense of sort of, you're going to be in the Big 12 in track, indoor and outdoor. Indoor, you're in the MPSF, which is the same league as BYU men's volleyball, interestingly enough. Outdoor, you're independent. I don't think people know these little facts. But you join a league. What is it going to mean to be in the Big 12? And you've already seen one of the tracks, I guess, now, Josh.
Yeah, the Big 12 is going to be awesome. A lot of good athletes from there. And I think it's going to be sweet to have the Big 12 championships, especially in outdoor when we get there.
You don't have that right now?
No, we don't have that right now.
Just independent, you just try to make nationals.
Yep. And so it's going to be really cool to go there and compete in the championship. Track, the only way you get points is get top 8 at nationals. That can be pretty tricky. I mean, of course, we're going for those spots, but it'll be cool to, have a bigger part of the team play a part in those championships.
We made a big deal about football leaving Independence. We did not do outdoor track justice. Now they're going to the Big 12.
Let's go. Hopefully we're helping in that regard now.
Yes, now they're going to the Big 12.
Okay, as we backpedal. Sorry.
Sorry.
What kind of a mark is it going to take to win a national championship? Let's say with the 4x400 team. Is there a time that you feel like you have to hit to be at the national championship level? And if so, what is it?
I'd say indoor, we probably got to go 3. It's really interesting. Indoor is it's a sporadic race, right? I mean, it's super tight. And so I think just making it to finals, you have a chance of winning. I think a 304 would probably get us into nationals is what we're saying. 303, 304, 303. And that's going to be the goal the next 2 weeks, try and make that and then give ourselves the best shot of getting on top.
MPSF Indoor Championships up next?
Yes.
Okay. Have you both recovered from Lubbock, and are you feeling okay?
Is it lingering cough for a few days?
No, I haven't coughed yet, which is huge.
That's pretty good.
That's big.
The track hack, I heard, is what it's called?
Yes, track hack. It is a mean one, so.
Oh, man. Funny. Well, in all seriousness, congratulations.
Yeah, nicely done.
Incredible effort, cool. And so much training and work goes into that. So hold that record banner high and go chase something that has never been done before. Get to those nationals.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
It's coming on. Okay, if you miss any of our interviews, shows, games, Deep Blues, you just want to watch them again, go to BYUSN.com or the BYU TV app.
Up next, this man's quick to drop a "we" when he's talking about his favorite teams. And he's talking all sorts of "we" as it pertains to last night's Super Bowl
Insufferable levels increasing.
We'll explain next on BYU Sports Nation.
BYU Sports Nation is presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
Trio Orem Senior Living believes in empowering seniors to live life to the fullest. We help eliminate stress out of daily life when you live at Trio. Less time focusing on housework means you can socialize at one of our many events, with safety in mind, of course. And did we mention our spacious apartments with modern amenities? Learn more about setting up a private tour at trioorem.com.
Home is just about to get a whole lot happier.
So you've been living with no furniture for about 2 months. Well, we're about to change that for you.
Watch as helpful folks lend a hand to those in need. See them refurbish and replenish homes all over the world.
Caitlin left her house when she was 13, and now she's finally home.
With all kinds of shows to explore on the BYU TV app, you're sure to find loads your family can watch together. Stream them all for free.
Imagine living during the Depression. Times are lean, and for many, the road seems long. Like for the Bailey family, whose lives are upended by devastating losses and constant challenges, including opposition within the family.
I will not allow you to take the children away with you.
Join Honey and her children as they navigate their trials with a spirit of hope and gratitude to see them through.
I think everything will work out fine in the end.
Welcome back. As always, we're on demand. Jarom, Jordan, did you know that?
We're so on demand. We demand it. You can also download the free apps, BYU TV, BYU Radio. Subscribe to the podcast, rate it, review it. Obviously, we'd like a nice review, but you can do what you want.
We have to review, again, contractually obligated to do this, the fantasy basketball results from last weekend. And
Even I am getting tired.
Absolutely destroyed.
Is this what it's like to be Gonzaga in the league? You're just showing up, you just win all the time? Yeah, I put up a 220 this week thanks to a 50 burger from Lauren Gustin and a 46 burger. So
listen, she scored 96 points for your team.
By herself.
Okay? Yeah. 96, one player.
Yeah, plus 31. I'm 9-1. I've locked up the season. It's been a minute. I figure we only have a couple more weeks. Great. 2 in the regular season. 1, maybe 2 in Vegas. How are we going to do that? Like with Friday, Saturday, then Monday, Tuesday?
Maybe whoever wins, like, advances in the tournament. Like, so I got to keep winning. Like, I got to win. You win and I'm done.
It is what it is. But yeah, good showing from everybody. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Julian Strother put up 35, and you had 35 from Drew Timme. So we were neutralized in our opponent pick.
I'm so glad that Julian Strother was great against BYU again.
What? Maybe I should go Sans opponent just to degree of difficulty. I have no opponent.
I am purposely benching my opponent.
Or I pick someone that doesn't play.
Our question of the day. Back to the Super Bowl. Fantastic. With his second Super Bowl championship, is Andy Reid now the greatest Cougar in the pros? Rod Kurth on Facebook says, this is his third Super Bowl championship because he also won one as an assistant coach with the Packers, I believe is what he meant to say, correct? Let's face it, the Chiefs came out after halftime and took it to the Eagles in serious fashion.
And he called a great second half. They made adjustments, the great halftime adjustments. Yeah, and they won. Amazing, fantastic.
Our elite voice of the day presented by PAX Healthcare Elevated comes in from @BYUFan2005 on Twitter saying, Coach put on a masterclass in the second half. Yeah. If he's not the best Cougar in the National Football League, he's right up there.
We have him at number 2.
We think it's Steve Young and then Andy.
Which is quite the list.
All right. Yep. Today's Rise and Shout Out presented by Mountain America, the official credit union of BYU Athletics. Yeah. Andy Reid and the Chiefs, right?
Yeah. Speaking of the Chiefs, we should probably rise and shout out Shep, who loves his Chiefs and now joins us
the Shep slide-in!
Hey,
we did it! We did it! We did it! Yes.
Chiefs Kingdom. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Were you nervous at halftime?
I was nervous at halftime, but I think we know how that was going to play out. So, look. I'm still waiting for Andy. He's got my number. Still waiting to find out. I'm sure I need to give him my ring size. He needs to find out what my ring size is.
You're no Zane Anderson.
Yeah, so I'm waiting.
I can always text to Tammy, Jason.
Look, it's fine. I know the text is coming. It's busy right now, so I know it's coming.
He's still awake.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love that we have the Shep slide-in is now
a thing. The Shep slide, like the Collinsworth slide. This feels like, Weekend Update on SNL now. You're sliding in here. Pete Davidson on the program.
Yes. Look, let me tell you. When the clock hit 0 and we were 2 times Super Bowl champions in the last 4 years.
Amazing.
It's crazy.
Look,
Everybody picked the Eagles, dude.
Everybody picked, like,
yes.
my man, Travis Kelce was right. Nobody picked the Chiefs.
Nobody.
Nobody. except me, of course.
Yeah.
By the way, I had 34-30. Wasn't that far off.
That's pretty good.
38, not bad.
35.
Not bad.
That's pretty good, Biff.
I did not have the sports almanac. Yes.
Jason, did a holding call determine the outcome of the game?
It did not. It did not.
There were other moments.
And when the guy that was called for the hold says, yeah, it was a hold, I was hoping they were not going to call it, done.
Yeah, that's going to be upheld in a court of law.
Yeah, he admitted to the crime. Yeah. And when the touchdown was almost scored early, were you nervous that would be scored suddenly, down at the one? That was the perfect play.
That goes against everything any football player on offense has ever been told.
Do not score a touchdown.
You have a wide open lane to the end zone, and every instinct says cross the plane, but you have to stop. I mean, it was perfect. It was perfectly played. It was perfectly executed, and again, we won.
Okay.
Were you a fun hang during this, or were you like
stressed out of your mind?
Super verbose?
Oh no. I was stressed.
Yeah.
No. Normally we have a Super Bowl party, but with my team in it, I said nope.
Don't want that.
Just in case. Again, not that I was doubting or anything, but just in case I didn't want people around.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
There has to be a secondary plan in place.
Yes, there has to be a plan B.
We have Steve, then Andy. Mm-hmm. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's harder. I don't have an issue with that. Obviously, Andy is extremely high profile now and have the 2 wins, and it's guaranteed. Like, he didn't need the second one to be a surefire Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
No, first ballot.
Yeah, first ballot.
Yeah.
Now that can completely go away for those that thought that.
Now it's where is he on the all-time list?
Correct. Yes, Steve Young is still the guy in terms of NFL. And what you think of BYU in the NFL, it's still that. But what Andy's doing right now, especially to be sort of the elder statesman, and for him, they even talked about this, for him to be as innovative and the cutting edge of all of this stuff.
Amazing.
When everybody else that he's competing against are 30 years younger, that's pretty impressive. That's really cool.
Like normally the old guy doesn't know what's going on. That's the general stereotype. Right. No. He very much knows what's going on.
He's still in charge of the innovation.
You going to eat a cheeseburger to celebrate today?
You might as well.
No bun. You better believe it. Let's go.
No bun.
He's all protein.
All protein. We did it. We did it. Yes.
So slide on out of here.
All right.
Hey,
the only red that's allowed on this set. Kansas City Chiefs red.
And he's gone.
Our thanks to today's guests, Bryan Kehl, Josh Taylor, Trey Jackson, and Jason Shepard.
Sorry to Dennis Pitter.
For Jarom, I'm Spencer. Shout out to John Tate.
Well done.
We'll see you tomorrow. Go Cougs. Congrats, Andy.